Okay, welcome to another Let's Play brought to you by Podcast 17. I'm William, and with me is Andy and Adam again. Hi, Andy.
Hello again.
And Adam. Hello, Adam.
Yep.
And today we're Let's Playing Overwatch version 1.5.0. And we got a couple people from Podcast 17 in here. The map just changed. What map is this now, Andy?
This is Canals.
Canals. Okay, so I'm going into this completely blind. I'm playing the Overwatch. So as Andy said in the previous episode of Podcast 17, it's asymmetric gameplay. So, you know, it's not everybody gets this view. It's just me. So I have to keep the rebels away from the bombs. I'm going to have to figure out how I want to do that. But, oh, there you guys are. That didn't work out so well. Oh, I almost... Who is that? Who's over by the thing there? Damn it. I'm really gonna suck at this. And you guys just breached the wall. I think I'm out. I should have prefaced this with saying that I absolutely suck as the Overwatch. And, it's just gonna be... I really just wanted to play it so that for the Let's Play,
You'll get used to it.
people get some perspective on what's going on from the Overwatch perspective. I can draw popper mines with these things, right?
Yep. Using your ability key. Either the button on the bottom right of your HUD or...
Yeah, I see it. Too bad I dropped the things in the most useless position ever. I haven't killed anybody, have I?
No, not yet.
So the goal of the rebels in this level is to just basically breach all the different areas, right?
Yeah, well, their goal is to reach the end, basically.
By blowing up the different walls and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm showing them the rebels right now. You guys are all in that little box. Let's see if my combine will do anything. Nope, probably not.
The chopper, then.
Where's the chopper?
Toward the end.
Oh yeah, I see it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, go hunter chopper. Kill this guy.
Now carpet bomb the heck out of us.
Stop throwing rockets at him.
Ouch.
God, I hope I just kill somebody.
I think you already killed one.
That's good. That's all I care about. It's cool how you have like many sort of endings, you know, like boss characters in each level, it seems like. Oh, did I just lose? Oh no, I gotta prevent their escape, right? Which nobody ever does. Oh, that was fail. Okay, so let's see somebody now. Now the players will get to see it from the Rebels' point of view, which will hopefully be a lot more interesting. So Andy, who made this map?
Well, like Adam said earlier, it's really there's no one specific person that works on the map.
This isn't one of the community maps, though. This is
No.
the in-house one of the in-house maps.
Yeah, and even the community maps, we work a lot with them. And our developers work with them on. It's a team effort.
Uh-oh. Ah! Okay, those pipes apparently burn you. Did not know that. Holy crap! Whoever's playing Overwatch has a lot more Combine than I had.
Yeah, he's pretty experienced. I've seen him many times before. I'm almost dead.
So Overwatch still has a pretty powerful community then, I guess, right?
Yeah, especially now with the latest release. Still a lot of people that play it, a lot of people that have been playing it for years are still around. Ow!
All those guys up there. Oh god. So many enemies. I'm gonna die in here. Ah! Oh. I just stayed alive. I just stayed alive. Oh, there's health in here too. Oh shit. So many Combine! They got me like pinned in this little barnacle tunnel. Alright, I'm coming out now.
So if you want, we can talk a bit about the similarities and differences between Overwatch and True Alert.
Sure. Go ahead. Talk away.
Yeah, let me just get out of this hole.
It's hard to focus when we're playing a game, but it makes for a little bit more watching for the player, or for the listener, I think.
So, overall... This guy's just trying to stay alive long enough to... hang on, I'll go... Wow, alright, I'm dead. Well, since I'm dead... So overall, the gameplay is pretty similar. You're always going to have the one team. It's still going to be 7 players playing against one guy. So in terms of similarities, you're going to have some of the same features from the GP side, like roles, but they've been redesigned completely. So it's still the same base concept that we had here. So unlike classes, you don't select them, and you're not stuck with them for the entire round. You can pick up the role object and become that role, and you can drop it and give it to someone else whenever you want. If you're not doing well, or if you want to give someone else a try, then you can do that. And roles are actually going to be a lot more important. It's not just going to be about healing your fellow players anymore. Roles are going to play they're going to be a part of other aspects of the game, like objectives. So roles might be able to cap objectives, certain objectives faster. And you're also going to have more than just 2 roles. Instead of just medic and defender, you're going to have other things like technician, engineer, and so on. So that's one big similarity, because roles work really well.
I liked the addition of roles when you add them originally to Overwatch. It was a really cool feature. And if I remember correctly, you get automatically assigned a role, right? It's not something that you pick.
No, it's an item.
Oh, okay. Okay, sorry.
Right at the first spawn, you pick it up. And you can drop it, and when you die, you drop it, so...
somebody else can pick it up.
So you always have one person that can act as a medic and heal you, or heal your team. Ouch.
Let's see if we can find you. Yeah, you're still alive, hero. I'm specking you now.
Get out of there.
Oh, you got 9 health! No health in that box! Poor Andy.
Ouch. So roles are going to be pretty similar, but a lot of additions to it, I guess.
And it's still going to be objective based like this, right? I mean, every map will have their own unique objectives. Like this one, you have to breach walls, and
Yes and no. Actually, level design is one thing that we revisited. One thing that we tested a lot in Overwatch is completely different designs for level. Like you'll see that each of the levels, each of the official levels that we have in Overwatch has different kinds of objectives, different kind of a layout. It's like Citadel is more open space, Canals is very linear and narrow, Breach is somewhat narrow but with a lot of side paths. So we tried a lot of different things to figure out what works and what doesn't. And we actually came up with a design that kind of combines all the good and gets rid of all the bad. And it's very different from what you've seen in Overwatch, but it's more cool.
So it's more map focused then, or
yeah, it's
layout focused.
Yeah, it's kind of like you have objectives, but they are not as. I mean, I don't want to use the word dull, but objectives in Overwatch are kind of dull because there's not a whole lot of anything that's really going on. For example, capture points are you just standing around and waiting for the capture to happen. And the other kinds of objectives, like the generator objectives, whether you had to destroy it with grenades or with canisters, it wasn't that great of an idea either, because then you just had players running around everywhere. The OP wasn't able to really hit them or kind of overwhelm them or anything, because they were all over the map. So we completely redesigned that from scratch, and that's going to be one of the first things that we're going to be showing in upcoming videos, I hope.
Cool. And are you having, like... This is always something that I find with UDK. It's really hard for me to get into UDK mods because the control feels so different than Source, and I'm expecting something so unique, like so much like Source, if you know what I mean. Are you having any issues with that, or are you trying to cater it more towards the Source audience, or are you just letting it sort of leaving the UDK engine alone, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. I think it's normal. If you ever played UT3, it does feel somewhat different than what you're used to in Source. But I don't think it's a bad thing. I think people
I don't think so either.
Time to get used to it. And either way, in Intruder Alert, it's going to be third person instead of first person. So one way or another, you're going to have to get used to a different view.
Oh, it's going to be third person.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Many reasons.
What's the primary reason?
One of the reasons we started looking into third person is because of roles. When you're a medic or a defender and you can't see who's around you or who's behind you or whatnot, it made your life a lot more difficult.
Yeah.
So at least this way you'll be able to really properly help the rest of your team.
You say as I'm healing you. Oh, there's hopper mines there. Come back, I want to heal you. Oh, you had full health.
Yeah, I'm already full. What else is different? Unit spawning is going to be completely different.
Okay. I really like the unit spawning in Overwatch. I mean, it's been there since the beginning, but like, you don't actually just click and drop. You know, you have predetermined zones, so...
Yeah, and it worked well in Overwatch. It was simple for people to figure out, especially for new players. But it wasn't very flexible.
It's predictable almost, you know, like
it is.
Like the rebels, they know where to look. Is that going to be different in Intruder Alert? Will there be will it be click and drop?
Yep, you'll be able to spawn units pretty much anywhere you want. And if you've taken a look at, we should change the map after this one, by the way.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea.
If you've taken a look at the latest screenshots for Intruder Alert, you'll see that we completely changed the art direction compared to our previous screenshots. So some of the first screenshots that we released for Intruder Alert were really narrow. You had corridors that were really narrow and rooms that were really small, and it wasn't ideal because that would have worked fine for Overwatch because then you just have specific rooms or areas that that units would be able to come from. But as you said, it's predictable, and you already know if you know where things are going to come at you from. It you can just block that path or defend that path, and ouch. Give me a sec. Let me change the map.
Change it to one of the community ones.
Sure. Let's see. Let's try Super Portraits first. So what we wanted to do was allow the player to spawn units pretty much anywhere, but to do that, the levels had to be a lot more open.
Yeah.
The playable area for the GPs is still a narrow path, so the OP still be able to force them into some kind of a bottleneck or set up defensive forces behind some kind of a barrier to kind of block them from moving forward and setting up his defensive forces there. So the playable area itself is still pretty narrow, but the levels are so open that units are going to be able to spawn pretty much anywhere you want. So you'll have units, depending on the unit type and the unit race, you might have units that spawn below you or above you, either falling on walls or up on catwalks and stuff like that. So you'll have units that pretty much jump at you all over the place.
So just like with Source, I mean, you mentioned unit race. Just like with Source, there's different types of races of units. There's the zombies and Combine, and you got even some synths in there. What sort of races will we see in Intruder Alert? Or anything that you want to talk about?
Pretty much anything that we can think of, really. I mean, I'm pretty sure you'll have the humanoid type units, the normal minions that the evil... Sorry.
A little distracted.
What was I saying? Yeah, so you have the regular minions, right? Every evil guy needs to have a bunch of minions that he can control and order around and whatnot. And you'll have robots and zombies and aliens and a bunch of different things. Not only different races, but in Intruder Alert you'll also have different types. So you'll have light, medium, and heavy units.
Okay.
So every unit type will have an impact on your strategy as an OP. So you'll want to send heavy units first, take the bulk of the incoming fire, and then you'll send light units after. They'll have more range and more effectiveness. And with that, you'll be able to form a better strategy and survive longer and actually have basically hit the GP much harder.
Cool.
And based on the different kinds of units, so things like aliens might be able to crawl up on walls. Things like robots might be able to punch through walls too. So you pretty much all those different combinations, you can actually form a real strategy that's not just like the Overwatch spawn and send. That's really most of what you can do here is just spawn and send.
Right. You know, it almost feels like like something like Dota, only instead of there being AI controlled creeps, you are the creeps, essentially.
Yeah, sure. Ouch.
It's very unique in that sense, and it you can't compare this to like an FPS RTS because that's not really what it is.
It combines a lot of different things. So you have RTS elements, you have FPS elements, you have, I guess, some RPG elements as well. It's really a mix, and that's the most difficult part, is figuring out a way to mix all that while still keeping it fun, balanced, and most of all, not
Right. And is there anything that like persistent, anything that you guys are toying with or have the idea of persistent, like player profiles, like some sort of level or something like that you can carry around with you, or because
we've obviously been talking about character. Stop shooting at me.
No, I'm going through the same thing.
There's no health here. Right, so there's the character personalization. We want people to be able to customize their character. Since this is a co-op game, it kind of makes sense to have each player looking different, so that you can tell who your friends are and who everyone else is and whatnot. It's a fun, it's a game that's closer to we want it to be a bit more on the comedy side than what we had in Overwatch. So we want things to look funny and for the game to feel like it's funny to play.
You should have it so that people can run around with pies on their faces.
Sure, yeah, exactly. So anything that you can think of. You have spies that people might want to go out in black suits, just like James Bond, and other people might want to disguise themselves as clowns or pirates or whatever else they want. It's the forces of good versus the forces of evil, so it doesn't really matter what the forces of good look like. So there's that aspect that's going to be persistent. And then we have things like stats and ranks that we've been discussing that are going to have more of an impact on gameplay, like and matchmaking. So instead of having a bunch of noobs playing a bunch of veteran players, and we'd be able to better balance the game by matchmaking the correct people.
Very cool. So tell us about this map. Who made it, and was it part of like a one of your contests, or?
No, this was actually made by Coppermantis. And he made it, he started making it for fun, I think at the beginning of this year, or maybe late last year.
Okay.
And it looked pretty well, pretty good at the beginning, so we told him that we wanted to get it 1.5, and we started working on him. Adam worked with him closely to make sure that everything was set up properly, that we didn't run into any bugs or issues. We fixed a few things that were implemented in this map, and yeah, we worked with them and got that ready for the 1.5 release.
I finally found the rocket launcher. I was just running around healing you guys because I didn't know where the rocket launcher was. Oh, and now the thing is dead. Oh, you got 3 HP? Where are you? Here, I'll heal you. Oh, now you're dead.
Yeah, so he worked really hard. He's still working on it. He's planning to have an update for it by 1.5 as well. Just a bunch of visual changes and maybe add 1 or 2 more things that the OP can do.
Very cool. I revived you.
Yeah, I think this is something that we do well, and I really, really enjoy doing this.
It's a fun mod.
Closely with our community.
Yeah.
It's not just like most mods just have community maps, but those community maps are made by the community and just released. Whereas we work with them, we help them. We actually, Adam went into this map and fixed some of the bugs. We also got them. We gave them SVN access. Pretty much everyone from the community had SVN access, so everyone was pretty much playing 1.5 before we even released them. And that's why you'll find that the game is pretty much bug-free and stable and works really well.
And do you hope to continue that with Intruder Alert as well?
Yeah, to the extent that it's possible. Obviously, with things being on EDK, it becomes a bit more complex. The whole, I guess the way that the engine is set up, you can't just simply release everything. Right now, Overwatch is only 100-something meg download, I think.
Of course, yeah.
Titan, which is the code name that we have for Intruder Alert, is about, I think, 3 gigs so far, and that's with nothing yet.
Yeah, because it's packaged with the engine and everything as well, right?
Yeah, so it's a lot. Obviously, asking everyone to download 3 gigs worth of stuff and then sending them hundreds of megs worth of updates every day is not very practical. So instead, what we might do, or at least what we've been working toward right now, is the updater that you see in Overwatch. We've actually redid that completely from scratch. We redesigned it. Now it comes with a really cool UI and a lot more functionality. And what we're going to do is use that with Intruder Alert to release frequent updates. So once every week or 2 weeks, we'll send you an update. And you'll be able to grab that the same way that you did with Overwatch. So just hop in game, click on the update button, and you're good to go.
Very awesome. Oh shit, I'm gonna blow myself up. We win! Alright, so I'm gonna stop the Let's Play here. Thanks again, Andy and Adam, and for joining us. And where can people go to find out more about Overwatch, where can they download it and all that stuff?
Overwatchmod.com.
Cool. And you got an auto updater, like you said, and where can they go for intruder alert?
Intrudealertgame.com.
There you have it. All right, thanks again, Andy, and thanks, Adam, and we'll see you guys next time. Hopefully talk to you in the future more about intruder alert.
Definitely. Thanks, Billy.
Bye.